president is in town hosting a summit and inviting at least a dozen heads of state from Latin America. It's being called the Shield of the Americas Summit. The event was hosted in Doral at the president's golf resort. Now, NBC6 politics reporter Hatzel Vela was there, and he shows us what the president said, including yet another comment on Cuba's future.
President Donald Trump in Doral today signing a proclamation where he says the United States and countries from Latin America are committing to dismantling cartels and foreign terrorist organizations in the Americas. The president not discarding military action if necessary.
We'll use missiles. If you want us to use a missile, they're extremely accurate. Boom, right into the living room. That's the end of that cartel person.
The announcement was no surprise given the numerous U.S. military attacks, about 40 now, of alleged narco-terrorist boats. The Trump administration has provided little evidence to support its claims, and critics have called them extrajudicial.
Last month, we went a few weeks without targeting a single boat.
On Thursday, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth visited Southcom in Doral for what he called the first ever America's Counter-cartel conference. Millions of Americans, he said, have been killed by illicit drug coming into our country.
In Venezuela, that's in much better shape than it ever has been.
The president touted the operation that extracted Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro, then quickly moved on to Cuba, saying the communist island is at the end of the line.
They have no money, they have no oil, they have a bad philosophy, they have a bad regime.
On Friday, Mr. Trump told CNN Cuba is going to fall pretty soon. He's been insisting the U.S. government is talking to Cuba and trying to hash out a deal, something Cuba has denied. NBC News is now reporting the Trump administration has started exploring whether federal prosecutors could charge members of the Cuban regime with crimes tied to issues like drugs or violence. Here in South Florida, there's been repeated calls from members of Congress and activists to indict Raul Castro over his role in the 1996 shooting of the two Brothers to the Rescue civilian planes.
After wrapping up his speech, the president traveled to Dover Air Force Base, where he greeted the families of 6 U.S. service members who were killed in the Iran conflict. Reporting from Doral, I'm Hatzel Vela, NBC6 News.